everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new animated movie just dropped on Netflix called The Musician Elephant, and this movie is starring Noah Zupi, Brian Tyree Henry, and this movie is directed by Wendy Rogers. So in this movie you see Peter, who looks exactly like Peter Parker in this movie. He is an orphan. He was raised by this soldier. And we see Peter who's searching for his long lost sister when he come across with this fortune teller, and she tells him that you will find your sister through this elephant. And we see in this movie when this musician, he kind of gets this elephant out of nowhere. We see Peter, he start to take care of this elephant because he thinks like he will find his sister through this elephant. And this movie, yeah, it is based on a book, and this movie's animation, I thought the animation looks interesting. It is very colorful, and as this movie, although this movie itself, I would say this movie was quite interesting. If you are watching with your whole family, something you can watch it like with any age. However, story for this movie, it is a little bit predictable as the movie goes on. Especially the last act for this movie, I felt like it was too easy. Like that is why, well, I think some kids will really like this movie, but like younger kids, little older kids will find this movie story to be little too predictable. Although I really like all the voice actors acting in this movie. I thought they all did a good job, especially some of this voice actor we know, like Benedict Wong, Brian Tyree Henry, also he did good job. And so what do I think about the Peter animation in this movie? He looks exactly like Tom Holland, Peter Parker in this movie. Even his name is Peter, the way he saves everything. He was acting like a Spider-Man in this movie. So obviously Netflix, they like copy Peter Parker. So the way he saves people from the villain, even in this movie we see the way he defeat the villain, it was kind of like him in this movie. Obviously this animator who made this movie, they took a lot of their inspiration from Tom Holland, Peter Parker. Something I couldn't ignore when I was watching this movie. Although this movie, it is overall very interesting movie, does have a very good message about family and friends, and although it is very predictable, although I was thinking it will have some more magic element to it, but unfortunately this movie is quite straightforward. Like when once the Peter meet this elephant, we see this movie takes a little bit different turn than what we thought. That is, I thought the first act for this movie was quite dragged. I was like, whoa, that was really like, you cannot rewatch this movie. First act is like, you cannot rewatch the first act. It's really dragged. So many unnecessary scenes. Now that I look back and think about it, that is why I feel like the first act was quite boring. The middle act is interesting. The last act is a little easy. Overall, I think this movie was okay. Like, it isn't bad by any mean, but I think it was quite interesting also. But same time, it was a little like okay for me. I didn't like it that as much as I wanted to, but I didn't like either. I think overall this movie is okay time. If you want to watch something with your little kids, worth checking with them. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment what do you think about this movie. If you enjoyed my this review, don't forget to check my other reviews on other Netflix movie. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.